Hi, I'm Derek Kilmer, State Senator for the 26th District, which goes from the Tacoma Narrows Bridge to downtown Bremerton. You know, these are challenging economic times. Nearly every day we're seeing articles in the newspaper about another round of layoffs. Each of us, in our families and in our businesses, are tightening our belts. This week, the legislature took action on two bills focused on grappling with the current economic downturn. The first was focused on cushioning the blow from the downturn. The other was focused on trying to get things headed back in the right direction. Let me start by talking about cushioning the blow. Over 250,000 people in our state are unemployed. Over 90,000 new applications for unemployment benefits were filed in December, and the state's unemployment rate has topped 7%, the highest it's been since the dot-com collapse. Recognizing the need to cushion the blow, the legislature this week approved a bill to increase weekly unemployment benefits by $45 to directly and quickly help our citizens who've lost their jobs. The measure also expands our state's shared work program. This will reduce job cuts and help keep the paychecks of workers whose hours have been reduced dependable and consistent. It also expands eligibility for a pre-existing program that provides worker retraining and unemployment benefits to workers whose hours have been reduced. These steps are important. This bill provides money for folks that are struggling to pay their mortgages and feed their families. And it also focuses on helping provide the funding necessary to help unemployed or underemployed people get the training necessary to help them find new jobs. It's important to point out that our state has an unemployment insurance program that's one of the best managed and well-funded in the nation. With over 20 months of benefits available in our unemployment insurance trust fund, it just makes good sense to enable people in our state to get some help that they need. The second bill that we passed this week was a bill I was proud to be the prime sponsor of, Senate Bill 5899. This bill provides some tax relief for small businesses who create good jobs in our state. It's an important part of our effort to stimulate the economy and get it headed back in the right direction. This bill will allow small businesses to take a credit against their state business and occupations tax for each job they create and fill. Small businesses would get a credit of $2,000 for jobs that pay more than 1.5 times minimum wage, but under $40,000, and a credit of $4,000 for jobs that pay over $40,000. There are two key benefits to this bill. First, the bill helps existing small businesses in our state grow. I think it has value because not only does it encourage job growth, but it encourages the growth of good jobs. You know, when I'm not an OMP, I work for the Economic Development Board, and in that capacity I've met with dozens of businesses that are actually doing all right now. In many cases, they're expressing that they would hire, that they're doing well enough to justify bringing on more staff. However, they're reading the newspapers and they're anxious about doing that. An incentive like this can be significant enough to a small business that it can provide a helpful push to grow good jobs in our state. Small businesses like the ones that can benefit from this bill are the backbone of our state's economy, and were the foundation that pulled us out of the last recession. During public testimony in support of this bill, the head of one of our state's small business development centers pointed out that it's more valuable to create one job at 1,000 existing small businesses than trying to spend a whole lot of time and money to recruit a big company with 1,000 jobs from out of state. The second value of this bill is it can help new small businesses survive. Even though the economy is tough, in many parts of the state we've actually seen an increase in people getting business licenses. But precisely because the economy is so challenging right now, we need to take some extra steps to ensure that these entrepreneurial folks are set up for success and not failure. Given some of the challenges that the business and occupations tax poses for small businesses and for startups in particular, this bill can provide welcome support to help these new businesses survive and grow in our state.
One of the greatest numbers of appointments that I get at a small business development center is to ask me, should I hire another employee? This is an activity that business owners undertake with great trepidation. Some of it has to do with a lack of understanding of the at-will employment status of the state of Washington, but most of it is simply making the commitment to another human being, here is a job, I want to hire you. Giving any support to that kind of decision process is going to make a real difference.
So much of the discussion around economic stimulus is focused on public works, but we also need to talk about how we stimulate private sector job creation. I think this bill can be an important step toward that end, and I'm pleased to report that my colleagues agreed. The Senate unanimously approved Senate Bill 5899, and it will soon be taken into consideration by the House of Representatives. In the ensuing weeks, I'll continue working to get our economy moving, and I'll continue working to get things done on your priorities. And if you'd like to get in touch with me about any issue, please call my office at 360-786-7650 or send an email to me at kilmer.derek at ledge.wa.gov. It's an honor to represent you.